Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another live show. As you can see, I am in the glorious location of New York City, where you get my pale gray wall and my amazing ficus that lives forever. Hi, everyone. Susan Winter here, best-selling author, relationship expert, and en route to Germany, soon to see Bea and Gwyneth. See what you get when you're a moderator on this show. You get massive love. But love to all of you. Today, we are talking about how to know if they like you. I mean, like you, like really like you. What's the difference between somebody who's warm and friendly and open and has a congenial personality and somebody who's really targeting that personality toward you? There are people who are very charismatic, very warm, especially the warm-blooded people, Mediterraneans, Brazilians, people from those cultures. It is very hard to tell you if they are just being a friendly neighbor or they're hitting on you, because they're so warm that by comparison to people from the northern countries like myself, it appears that you're something special. So how do you really know? Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to talk to you today. Bea and Gwyneth. Welcome. Oh my gosh, I've gone through so much of a kerfuffle with for the Heartache site and trying to organize things. I'll tell you all, we're for those of you that are meeting me in Munich, stay tuned to your emails. We have some changes on the meeting location. It turns out that no matter what concierge I've gone through, 2 have quit their jobs, not because of me. I would hope not because of me. And I keep getting these hotels trying to upsell me a ballroom with wait staff starting at 3,000 euros. I'm like, no, I wanted a casual meet and greet. So it has not been that easy. We have something now, but I don't want to confuse all of you. So if you are already locked into the Munich meet and greet event, just stay tuned. We're definitely having it May 21st, 2 to 4, but we're going to be telling you where the location is. And I think I'll know better when I actually get my feet on the ground. Okay. All right. Bamreg, hi, how are you doing? Gnarly Cat, let us talk today. Mystic, Magnification, how are you doing? Kristen, hi. Insia, hi. Okay. Bea, I'm right with you. We have something set up that's kind of similar. I have to physically go in person. We've been looking at these beautiful places that show in their advertisements, like tables for 14, 20 people. So I have my concierge from Core Club call them. And they're like, oh, no, we can't do that. We're not ready to handle that. It's like, I'm doing a prefix menu. You don't have to cook for them. This is very simple. Coffee, tea, some treats. Oh, no, we can't handle it. I'm like, this is what you show in your brochure. Yeah. Bea, it's a lot closer to what you think. Feet on the ground are a lot better. We have something sorted right now, a long table, so we're good. Okay. How do you know if they like you? I'm going to start with the big 3 reasons. What is that? That's 4. Well, I got a lot for you, but I'm going to go over the big 3. If you have a question for me and you desperately want me to answer it, make sure to put it in Super Chat so that I will see it and will address it. Bea and Gwyneth can help you. Some of you that can't get through on Super Chat, you need to have a really good, strong connection. You might need to be on Chrome. I personally like Safari, but I always have to use Chrome when I am on this platform. I've been trying to fill out forms when I've been in foreign countries and going through the form and something won't enter. And I'm like, okay, I'm beside myself. And I've done it 15 times, and it's because I'm on Safari, not on Chrome. So Google seems to have a partiality toward their system. All right, so let's talk about the 3 things that will reveal if a person really likes you. All right, first of all, as opposed to those of you waiting for a text response, wondering why you had such a great first date, and then they just, where are they? You thought you had a connection, they ghosted you, they didn't return your message, they decided to contact you 3 weeks later and just go, hey, what's up? This is not what you're looking for. A person who is truly interested will give you their time and their attention. They will. They will make time for you. because you are important. They will be in communication, not sporadic, but consistent. Now, I want you to remember, in the hetero world, ladies, you must, if you want a great education, I urge you to go listen to some of these guys' dating channels. It is, I do it every morning until I'm a little bit nauseous, but I try to at least 4 days out of the week go research what men are being told to do. Am I all about a man feeling empowered in his manhood? Absolutely. Am I all about him being proactive and decisive in the world? Yes. I'm not about manipulating men, and I'm not about playing games. However, I don't like to be on the other end where I'm being distanced because you are being taught that the only way a woman likes you is if you kick her to the curb, that the less attention you pay to her, the greater her response. And that does indeed happen for some women. If you want a relationship with a woman who wants a relationship with you, she will be attentive as well. So for people that are just sharpening their confidence clause, a woman who's good looking, a 10, a 9, an 8, has a lot of men chasing her all the time. And so maybe that's true. You, as the guy that doesn't pay attention, will stand out. But you can never take that type of training and translate it into an authentic, connected, resonant, forward-thinking, and evolved relationship. As novel as their approach may seem for these gender roles to be specified, that the woman attends to the man and the man is the center of the universe, he can have as many women as he wants, and you need to be a virile alpha man and all this, that's not what alpha is all about. Okay? So it sounds really good to a disempowered, confused guy who's listening to it. I get that. But most people who want to be in a relationship are the kind that are going to be fairly transparent. And that's number 2. A person that you're having a relationship with will want to be in communication with you because they're not playing any games. They actually want to know you. So that's sign number 2. You're going to have open and honest dialogue with each other. You're going to feel comfortable because they're actually asking you about yourself because they actually want to know. Not enough to pretend that they're paying attention so they can take you home that night. There's nothing wrong with that. And for people that are dating casually and you just want hookup sex, that is awesome. But if you are looking for a committed relationship, and the reason I preface to this, because people who are doing hookups, you're on your own. The world is your oyster. I mean, how can you get hurt? You're not looking to make a connection. So you can probably get what you want. People that are looking to create something meaningful, whatever that definition is for them, are going to have a harder time filtering out and getting to the right kind of people. So, number 1 was time for you and attention. Number 2 is an open and honest form of communication. You're going to feel safe, and they're going to answer your questions directly. If you say something like, hey, so you were married, and that's cool, like, then what happened? Or guys, if you're dating another guy, if he says, like I hear from some of my clients, I don't do relationships. If you want something more than casual sex, you need to think twice. You need to say thank you. Thank them for telling you the truth. But then you make your decision, say, I'm really looking for that. I wish you were. I find you immensely interesting. And I've dug a lot of dry wells and gone down a lot of detours that end up in a dead end. And I'm kind of wanting to utilize my time a little more efficiently. And so I am really looking for somebody that's at least open to the idea of a relationship, however we define that. Okay? So the third way that you will know is that you will be a priority. They will make time for you. And the time is beyond just chatting to you. and returning your messages. It's about, they will adjust their schedule to make sure to see you, and they will be on time, and they will look forward to it. And if they have to go back on a date or a meeting, they will immediately let you know, apologize, and this goes for you too, ladies. Okay, ladies, men, everybody listening. If you have to break a date with somebody, but you think that they're, a good person, you want to offer them an alternative. Okay, whether it's a casual lunch date. Somebody canceled on Saturday with me because they had a big event going on. That's fine. I understand. Then they right away countered and said, "Can you do Sunday?" I said, "I can't. I can't do Sunday." And they said, "You know what? I'm going to do Saturday anyway." I'm like, "Are you sure? Are you sure? I want you to be comfortable." But they know I've got limited time, and they do too. So these are the sign that somebody likes you. I don't want you to confuse that with rushing the pace to get you into bed, rushing the pace to play you, to make you their slave. I don't want that to happen. This is why players are so good, because on the outside, they do all the right things. They pay attention to you, don't they? Oh, the light is so bright. They're in contact with you to get you in the gate. They get you hooked. They're like the drug guy that, gives you your first couple of hits for free until they know you'll come crawling back like a beast, right? They flatter you. They futurize. They talk about this incredible thing that you're going to experience together. So it is hard. This is why so many of us are susceptible to a player, because it replicates real life. But it's real life on steroids. The pace is too fast. It came way too soon. If you're online and you're flirting with somebody and they're trying to get you offline right away, they're trying to close you down, get you to a special app, not even WhatsApp, get you on Telegram or some other app. It's probably a scam. They're trying to do something that's not right. They're trying to isolate you from the pack. They have an agenda, whether it's to close the deal and just have their way with you, or if it's something more nefarious. I don't know. But we have to watch pace too, because the pace of somebody who's actually interested in you will be consistent, in that if there's lag time, they'll pick it back up. You're not going to have to go a week and not hear from somebody. There's no excuse for that. If somebody really likes you, come on, what does it take to do a text? I had one flying across my phone just as I was opening up here. A friend of mine is in town from Morocco. He's working there, and he is back in the States for a minute, and he wanted to go to a movie. I'm like, that's fine with me. I'll talk to you at 3:00. I've got a show. But I got back to him. You can do it if you want to. So let me see if you have any questions for me. I'm happy to answer them, because oftentimes we don't know if somebody is extremely charismatic and warm, or if it's meant for us. Remember another thing, I said 3, but I know I'm giving you more than that. They will try to isolate you from the pack. If you know each other socially, or from the health club, or from work, or some event, a hobby, and they try to make time to see you privately off the normal schedule of this group event, they are trying to get to know you. That's kind of a heads up, but they still, you still have to walk your way through all of these things. So let me see what you all have to say. Afraid or uninterested, how do you spot the difference? Ooh, so good. It's the opposite, but it's a great question. Thank you. Follow my logic. I would treat them initially the same way. I would start with afraid and give them a chance, and it'll quickly be really revealed if they're simply uninterested. For people who are afraid, you need to think about them as one of those wounded animals that's inside a cave, and you kind of go in to reach your hand, and they want to bite you because they don't know, they're afraid. So, like we would with a scared animal, it's contact, warmth, safety, honest communication, um, revealing some things about yourself, but they should warm up. If you hear that they've had abuse or trauma in their background, you may want to address that and ask them if they're willing to have an open mind and simply put one foot in front of the other to explore what is possible between the two of you. You may need to be the one to start by saying, I like you. I think you're pretty interesting, and I'd like to get to know you better. But your behavior's been inconsistent. This is if you want to play hardball. You say, so I'm having a hard time reading if you're, and I don't use the word phrase, don't use the word afraid, never use it around a man. It's kind of insulting to them. Use the word hesitant or reluctant, or if you're uninterested. You can be honest with me, it'll save us both a lot of time. Okay? There we go. Okay. Alina, $10. Thank you, my dear. How do I ask, are you actually in love with me? Without projecting, influencing their feelings. Ex I dated in 2017, breakup 2018, and I have been hooking up, and he gets jealous, yet is on dating apps. So the question is not, is he actually in love with you? The question is, why is he sleeping with you and on dating apps? Okay? You have a different issue here. You have to decide whether he's a quality relationship that you want. You need to address the breakup in your head. Don't say anything yet. I want you to sit down when this is over and write out a sheet of paper. I want you to go over, why do you think the relationship ended? What were the issues that drove you apart? What was his perspective on it? And what was your perspective on it? Where does it meet? Where is it off? Okay, you can replay all of this if you want to. We are now, let's see, where are we? 17 minutes into the hour. So 17 minutes into this tape, you can replay this if you want to, when it comes live, right? If you have not sorted out the issues and all you're doing is sleeping with each other, you're not going to have the potentiality to even ask this question. Asking the question is not important. Getting the behavior right will show you what the response is. I don't know what issues you had, but I do know there is no coming back together if those issues were not solved. If you have not changed, if they have not changed, then you are just sleeping together. And that's okay, because it is a comfort zone, and a lot of exes do this. But we want to make sure that this person is not marking time and just treading water, sleeping with you while they're hunting for somebody else. So you see, it's a little bit different situation. You have to come back to this discussion with much more research on your end having been done. And instead of asking, are you actually in love with me, which is, I feel, weak for you to do and puts you in a very subservient position, I would ask you to really make a declarative sentence on what the problem was in the past. I know the problems we had in the past. I know what we did to fix them, if that's true. And I'm interested in moving toward a relationship that has more structure. We fixed the issues. We were worried about this, and obviously we're past it and we get along great. So I'm just wondering why you're still on dating apps, because I'm wondering if I should be. I would really like to just be with you, but if you're going to be on dating apps, then we got to talk about that. Okay? If you have not fixed the problems, you need to. And you need to see if this person is open to fixing them. Or are they only enjoying this part of you because they don't have to do much work around it? Okay? Don't be afraid to get in there, roll up your sleeves, and dig and work on the relationship. This is not a bad thing, but and it's not wrong to do this. I think that I don't think you're going to get an honest question. I think you're going to get evasion. I think you really need to know what happened, where you stand now. And if you feel it's really progressed, you're past your issues, you guys are having a great time, you don't have the problems you had in the past, then it's time to say, you know, babe, I'm crazy about you. I do love you. Clear on that. Really hurts me that you're on these dating apps. I am not sure why. I think we need to talk about it. Love to know what you think, because I personally don't want to be. And then if they're not sure and they don't want to make a decision right away, you say, you know what, I'll give you some time to think about it. But I just need you to know, and you've got to be willing to leave if you're uncomfortable with them continually seeing other people. You need to tell them at some point, I'm going to really run out of the ability to feel comfortable with this. I'm already uncomfortable. I want you to do what you need to do to feel resolved to be here, to know you want to be here. But I'm getting really short on patience. So just a heads up. Your choice. Just want you to know what I'm going to do. Okay, so you take the power back. All right? I hope this helps you. Don't kill me, Susan. Why? Alina, I don't think you know. I think people so misread what they think I'm going to say to them. There are so many times people come for a consultation, are so sure I'm going to tell them this is a horrible, rotten person, get out. And all I'm asking you to do is reconfigure all the mess and try and approach it differently. Then, when you have the right approach to what's going on, when you know how to articulate what it is you need, when you have a powerful stance where you are in command of yourself and you know clearly what you want and you can articulate it to your partner, you're a whole different person and you may get a whole different outcome. But you'll never know until you do the right things. And most people simply don't do the right things. They either try to avoid it, they shut down, they pray for the best, they try some manipulation. The last thing they do is try and sort it out, figure it out, and get a game plan. I'm not going to kill you. At this time, I'm not interested in the relationship. I just don't want to hurt him. Thank you. All right. Okay, I didn't read that before. So for anybody who's listening that had the previous problem that I addressed, you don't want to hurt him, then you need to tell him that. So here's how you be in right order. If you don't want a relationship, but you love the sexual relationship, you need to tell him you need to honor who he is and say, look, this is like lifeguard is not on duty. That's my reference for this. You know, you have the sign that says swim at your own risk, lifeguard's not on duty. You say, look, I'm crazy about you, love what we have here, don't want to do a formal relationship, love hooking up, I don't want to hurt you. That's my situation. Happy to talk to you about it, but I just want to be clear. That's why he's on the dating apps. I think you're very powerful now. I want to see how you feel when suddenly he doesn't call you back because he's too busy with somebody else. But just saying, I don't know. Okay, let's see. Anybody else? Kiamia, what do you do with initial low-effort online dating like hey or hello? Okay. What do you think? You only have so much time and energy to put into this business. Dating should not be a second profession. And I know it is. Many people go online and it's like a second, it's like you've got another part-time job. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. If you start to feel that they're not communicating with you and you've been straightforward and communicating with them and you've given them enough food and they can't talk, what are you interested in? I mean, how good looking are they? Right? How hot are they? And if they're that hot and they can't talk, maybe you need to put them in another category. Just saying. Okay? $50. M, who are you? Marlon Jones. Can I personally thank you? Nika and I thank you. We thank you. She's not here right now. I'm sure you're here just to see her. She's out with her dog walker. Thank you very much, Marlon. What do we have here? I guess this has already been addressed. I have 2 exes that are sending subliminal messages via their Facebook posts. I'm sure it's towards me. Why not be direct? I'm dating someone else, though. That's why they're not direct, hon. What are they going to do? Embarrass themselves? Yeah, I know you've got somebody else, but can you think about me again? I know I'm an ex. We broke up for a reason. I'm in the past, but I want to be in the future, but I don't know, you're seeing somebody else. They're not going to shame themselves by doing so. It was their bad behavior that caused the breakups. Marlon. Why do you care? If you have an ex that had bad behavior and now you have somebody new, do you know how your value has elevated? Oh my God. It's like, I know the minute I start dating somebody that was dating some other woman, she will want him back and start pursuing him just to screw me over. I've seen it happen so many times, especially if he's introduced me to her when we were friends before we started dating. Oh, it drives them crazy. They don't want somebody else to have what they had, but they screwed up so they don't get a second chance. Marlon, if they had bad behavior and you've moved on, observe it. They didn't cut the mustard, my dear. You know, if you're a man that has options, then you take the healthy option and you keep walking. They had their chance. They had bad behavior. So, congratulations for being in demand. Maybe this can be their learning curve. I mean, you know, they're being covert. They're not even being straight up. If a woman had a lot of courage, she would write you back and say, Marlon, I so screwed up. I was playing a game. I was listening to my cousin who told me to play hard to get, and then she told me I should make you jealous. It never felt right. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I know you're with somebody else, and I know this is kind of improper for me to do, but if I never said it, I would feel horrible. I'm not trying to induce you to come back. I'm just trying to say I blew it, and wow, are you an important guy? I am so sorry. I blew it with such a great guy. Please forgive me. By the way, I know it's, again, a little inappropriate. You decide to dump the one you're with now, give me a call. But if they're not doing that, they don't have the skill set to even work with you directly. Because those of you who are on this channel want to have a meaningful relationship. You cannot have meaningful relationship that's built on game or bad behavior. And it is absolutely crucial to have communication with your partner and be able to work through the issues that have separated you, that keep you insecure, that keep you not comfortable. You know, relationships should be exciting and comfortable at the same time. Every partnership will have their challenges. That's normal. But the quality of a relationship is how each individual manages the way they express that challenge, how they are ready to go to the mat, and how they inspire and educate their partner to do the same. And if that can happen, then you have a productive relationship. I hope that helps you, Marlon. Thank you so much for your incredible generosity. DH, $5. Thank you, my dear. Do you have a question for us, DH? I'm not sure where that came in the line, but my trusty people will find you here. Let's see, DH. Oh, here's BJ, 279. Thank you, my dear. Okay, we're going to find your questions. DH, hi, Susan. Found you. Thank you. In the process of establishing my career and unable to date seriously, I understand, which I eventually want to, feeling lonely when alone, but find casual encounters unfulfilling. Advice, please. Okay, how long is it going to take you to establish your career? And what is it in your past that has shown you that you cannot trust yourself to be in a relationship and not have it confuse your head? Because I know in my case, I dated men, for the most part, not all, but many of the men in my life exhausted me. My problem, not theirs, my issue. I am to blame. I am responsible. I am overly nurturing, overly responsible, overly helpful, overly focused on my partner. That is my default. I know that. So I had a history energetically of attracting people who needed massive attention and help. And I felt good in giving it as a resource to help. I felt like I was doing my job. Now, for ladies that know they want children, that's a massive contribution, and a home and a family. Because I didn't ever have those goals, nor did I have marriage as a goal, I think it was my way to build and contribute into the relationship and add something valuable to grow with my partner, to watch them grow in their career, to watch them grow, to assist their life. It was exhausting beyond belief and so distracting from my own career that I have had to, at certain points in my life, including now, put absolute blinders on my eyes and move forward and disallow people in that space until I can trust that I am either further enough along or farther enough along, or that I have managed my own default. Because a healthy relationship should not be an impediment to our forward movement in any goal that we have. It should assist. It is, however, an energy draw. It is a distraction, especially the initial parts of, oh my God, can it go? Is it not going? I really like this person. Are they going to talk to me? Are they going to pay attention to me? Do they like me? But if you've got something like 6 months to finish a dissertation, cool. Have fairly unrewarding sex, fine. But if you think this is going to be years, you may want to rethink how you have participated in your relationships and why a relationship is so exhausting. Because no matter what you do, even when you're done with this work bit and you want to go back in, you could be experiencing the same problems. So that's something to think about. And I hope that's helped you. Okay, I meant to type it, but that messed up. Let's see where we are in the process. Gwyneth, you are awesome. I got that. We got this. We are now looking for BJ, if BJ's around here. Gwyneth, you guys are so excellent. Oh my God, I love them. Oh, BJ, here you are. I was in a 15-year marriage, separated now 3.5 years, 2 kids under 10. Wow. I want to date, but I have kids 24/7 and I work. I'm told I have no business dating. I'm independent, but I don't want to be alone. So you need to know DH. 2 of you need to get together. Yeah, I have a resource for you I'd really like you to check out. The X Experts. That's EXPERTS. These are some great gals, 2 of them, and I work with them from time to time. I have a new show that you're going to see coming on this channel called The Love Talks, where I will interview each of these CEOs, but it's a fabulous resource to, if you go onto their website, and they've got a podcast, and they talk about time management for moms with kids that are divorced. I'm going to tell you my bit, but they are the specialists. I mean, I'm good at the overall, but sometimes I really got no problem with sending you off to specialists. So remember that name, X Experts. It's the same at X Experts on every single social media site. Okay. Let's see. So where were we? Wait, I've lost this. Where am I? Okay. I know you don't want to be alone. Now, have you thought of virtual dating? There is a thing called Filter Off. It's a new dating app, and many dating apps have the virtual component. This is probably the best way for you to stay at home, minimal makeup, as far as you don't have to get in your car, drive an hour someplace, park the car, get a sitter and all that stuff. I would suggest you play around with some online dating sites, and get into a virtual dates. Go from chat right into virtual dates, or check out filter off, and to make sure that you know you're doing a virtual dating. My first episode on the Love Talks, which you'll see later in June, is with the date coach, Coach T. Anthony, and he did 20 dates in a month, and he'd have a lot of fun. The virtual dates qualify if they're worth taking the time and energy to meet in person, because for you, that is quite a maneuver. One, you got to make sure they're comfortable with the fact that you are a mom, okay, and you got little ones. They got to work with your schedule. Two, you've got to make sure that they're the right kind of person that you vibe with and that is worth your time. So the very last thing you would do is to leave the house. So that is my suggestion to you, okay? Plus, check out my buddies, the X-Experts. DH, you are welcome. Thank you for this. Gwyneth, thank you for being on this. This generation are bad communicators and can't seem to hook up is why that border woman, I don't understand what that is. Okay. True. We have, the more that we truncate our words, we truncate our emotions. Do you remember when we had the older type of phones and you would do all the shorthand? The acronyms and all the little shorthands for words. Unconsciously, we have been systematically, since the year 2000, dumbing down our ability to communicate and even doing emojis. So speaking has become quite an art. And the art of communication is quite rare. And the younger the generations, the worse it is. Not only with the fact that they can't write because they don't know how to, but that so much of it's shorthand and so much of the communication is misunderstood. What I really like about this platform is I'm able to go over with you and my clients. I'm Cyrano. I write exact text messages for them. Exact. Formulas I'm afraid to send it. Press send. They're like, oh my God, they responded. I can't believe it. They want to see me. How did you do that? So sometimes it is the exact verbiage. I encourage all of you to learn the fundamentals of communication, no matter where you are in your relationship. If you ace this, great. If you think you need some work, it's so important, especially in new relationships where you don't know if they like you, finding phrases that are your go-tos for clarification. I've had go-tos for, I don't know how many years, before people did this stuff, because I needed to set the ground rules and I needed to set the template of what we're going to do. And then I'd have people try and put me on their plan, and I would just laugh. I'm like, really? Do women respond to that? Just tell me straight. I mean, I would just find it so immensely funny. So I think, let's see, do I have anything else here? Okay, Marlon, I guess this is, okay, we did this. Okay, Marlon, we did this. Why not be direct? They can't be direct. If they were playing games, you know that. Gunter, where was your first line, Gunter? Okay. If anything is not mutual, it is a waste of your time and energy. That is what Deborah says. Modern dating is a nightmare. It can be. I promise you, if you up your skills, you will quickly filter out those who will waste your time and hurt you, and you will get more quickly to those who are like you. Please do not think that the world is filled with only selfish, self-absorbed, insensitive people. I work with hundreds of individual clients a year. It is beyond exhausting. If I work with you, you know me very well. You could have spoken to me 3 weeks ago, and I look at you like, hi, I think we've worked together. It's like, I can't keep all this stuff in my head. If I've worked with you 3 times, I remember the story, which is pretty incredible, because they'll say, I worked with you in May 2020. But I promise you, because I work with so many people, and so many people write on this channel, and so many people follow me, they wouldn't be doing this if they didn't want what you want. They are looking for something that is quality, and they're struggling to find it. So do not ever dim your light to become less, to match the masses. That is not where you will ever find happiness. Yes, I know you are cursing yourself for all of your evolution and all of your awareness, and you think it's working against you. There are fewer at the top of the mountain. That is the truth, because it takes so much more work. But you will never, ever, ever be happy being less. You will not. You cannot go back. I had an acquaintance who told me that she started to wake up and decided to go back to sleep for another 30 years of her life. I don't know what drugs she took besides her Cosmos every night, but she woke up again and said, "What did I do?" So it's not that easy to fall back asleep again if you're awake and aware and conscious. So our job is to keep doing our end of it. And remember, the energy and the potency of the collection of that vibe is like your very own radio station, where you have X amount of watts that are going out. And the clearer you are, the more it will intrigue those who are not, but bypass them because it's a little too much work. Might have to tell the truth. I might have to actually show up for a date. Maybe I don't want to go. And they look like the kind of person you can't mess with. What's wrong with being that person? Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. Natalia, hello, my dear. $5. My boyfriend wants my attention all the time when I'm busy at work and gets upset if I'm unavailable. How many of you have pets? They don't care when you're around them, but the minute you're on the phone or you're busy, okay. How should I set a boundary and provide him security? Now, you cannot fix his innate insecurity. So one question I ask everybody I work with is, whose shit is it? Okay, excuse me. Whose stuff is it? Is it your stuff? Is it his stuff? Are you cold by nature? Or do you just need to focus because he's in the house? So you need to put on your blinders. If you're warm and attentive when you do have time and completely present, it's not on you. If your partner is innately insecure, groveling, and feels insecure, and you got to be honest, are you really into them? Maybe they're reading the truth. Maybe you like them, but not that much. They're kind of a Band-Aid boyfriend, and I don't know. They're picking up on something. So you got to figure out what, and you have to be brutally honest with yourself. You don't have to say this to them yet, but be at least honest with yourself. How into it are you, Natalia? Into it big time? Or kind of like, are you treading water? So if you're treading water, they could be sensing that, okay? If they're truly insecure, you're working. What are you doing? Now, if you're working at a strip club, they might have a problem with that. If you're on a computer doing stuff with numbers and words, they shouldn't be upset with that. That's insane. That means they're inherently upset and that they lack security within themselves, and that you cannot fix. So there are innate issues that exist within the partner that we are dealing with. Insecurities, drama, trauma, all that. And then there's what is created in the relationship. So at all times, we have to, kind of look at, are we pulling back right now? And they're kind of getting moody about it. So as a safety net, because I don't know which way this is going to cut for you, I shoot it from every angle because I don't know. I would say to you, tell your partner, this is not a retraction of my affection. I absolutely have to concentrate, and even psychically, when I know you're there and you'd like me to pay attention to and I can't, it bothers me. This is why I've reconfigured how I would participate with a partner. I'd always lived with my boyfriends. And the last relationship I had, just being in the house when I know this guy wanted something, I had such a hard time closing him out and focusing because of my disposition of an overgiver and responsible to keep you entertained. Now, I think the best thing to do in a case like that is exactly what I did. Say, you know what? I'm not dating for a while because I need to sort this out for myself. I want to change my default. I want to make sure I'm secure in my field and that I have gotten enough traction in, taking care of myself and doing my business that nobody will interrupt these times. So setting a boundary, I'm sorry he's uncomfortable with it. You wouldn't barge into somebody if they work in an office. If they work in an office from like 9 in the morning to 6 at night, you're going to go barging in and say, I need your attention. Hey, what are you doing? In the middle of a board meeting. Hey, what are you doing? With a client. So, got no problem there. You can't provide him security he doesn't have within himself. I tell you, my dear. Okay, let's see. Have I missed anyone? Okay. Hello, Neil Pratt. How are you doing, 1999? Moving in with my boyfriend next month. Yay! I'm confident in us, but I'm scared of renting out my condo. Jeez. How long? And what's the contingency? Okay. It does put you in a tough situation. I know. I just fear if things go south, I won't be able to return. How can I cope and happily dive in? I would have a real estate lawyer. Your renter needs to feel safe and secure, okay? But you need to feel safe and secure. And your partner needs to know you're all in. So you got a couple issues here. If you haven't already had contracts going back and forth, I would ask for an addendum or a separate thing. That in the case of an emergency, that if you need to go back, that you will negotiate with the renter and work to assist to find them another option. Okay? Maybe you want to do a 6-month with a 6-month renewal and let them know that I have every intention of doing a full 1 year with you. I'm in a new relationship and I don't want to be out on the street. You might lose a renter. You may choose to do a month by month. You're going to have some really good conversations with this, okay? With your condo, you could do a month to month, okay? People do that in rentals, a month to month. And I know that that makes that person feel uncomfortable, but it's not abnormal. So think about that and talk to a real estate lawyer as to how to best do that to protect yourself, okay? I hope that helps you. Congratulations, though, Neil. I'm excited. I love it when I hear the success stories of everybody here. My guy says he likes me, but he likes you? Oh, that's cool. He likes you. I like you too. But he wants to take a break because of family issues. Okay, great. What relationship do you currently have? Do you have a label? Have you defined the relationship? Is he a boyfriend? Is he somebody you're seeing? Because he likes you. He's not in love with you. Okay, it sounds like you have a low bar of commitment already. Thank him for being honest. Tell him to take care of his issues and say to him, so I'm a little confused about the process here. Are we having no contact? If you're going into no contact, I will be dating other people. If this is temporary, a couple of weeks, and you intend to return and we stay in communication, I'm here for you and I'm here for your family. Nobody gets to reserve you for an undetermined amount of time while they go sort things out. That could be a slow fade, so just be aware of that. Go back to the table and negotiate. All of you, did you know you can negotiate? You don't have to take what they're giving you. BJ, thank you. Virtual dating, never thought of that. I'll look into it. And so some of the new apps are called Filter Off or Filters Off. Almost every app, because of COVID, now allows you to do virtual dating. And you may say to them, you say right from the get-go, I'm a mom of 2 young kids, love to get to know you. I am serious about creating a relationship, but in the initial stages of getting to know each other, I can't be running out, 3 nights a week to meet people. So let's start with a virtual date and see how we like each other. The cheapest date you've ever had. Here's the thing for guys. First date, I really think they should pay. It's a first date. At least pay. If you want to take her to coffee, take her to coffee. I am not insulted by that. Those of you who know me, it's my time. I don't drink. I don't want to sit there and watch you get plastered. And you hope to pry me with drinks so that maybe you can take me home that night. I don't want that. I want to actually talk to you and know who you are. That's me. That's my style. You find your style, what's most comfortable. But imagine if you say to a guy, I got a great idea for a first date that doesn't cost you anything. 30 minutes of your life. Let's do a virtual chat. They're going to be so grateful to not have to buy $70 worth of booze and then realize that you don't get along. I think it's great. And it doesn't mean you're a low-value woman. It means you're busy. Okay? There we go. Gnarly cat. Yes, using proper grammar and spelling words correctly is very sexy. You need a nerd in your life then. Okay, Dr. Fusion. Hi. Dating apps have really made it harder in that most guys like me are used to the apps now, just don't know how to walk up to a girl. Might just be me, though. Well, the doctor's in the house, Dr. Fusion. Okay. You might be a young guy that doesn't. Yes, true. So the dating apps have bypassed the ability for most men to feel comfortable to walk up and chat up a girl in real life. And in this way, I love some of the training that even the pickup artists are using. I know, not for the intended purposes that they have for manipulation, but there is, I just saw, golly, sometimes I'll turn on YouTube and it just starts to somebody's program that I've never met before, but there was a psychiatrist talking about the art of banter and being generous. So here's how conversation begins. It's creepy if you just walk up to a woman and say hi on the street. That's going to be creepy. If you have a good line, a good quip to speak, if she's got a dog, ask her about the dog. Dogs are a magnet, and they're an excuse for you. Oh, what a darling dog. What breed is that? Because nowadays there are so many oodles. Like there's Labradoodle, Cockapoo, Multi-Poo, Poo-Poo this, Oodle that. You don't know what you got. And Nika is she's a Pomeranian Husky. So you say, what a darling dog. They're so cute. What breed is that? I'm thinking of getting a dog. Are they trainable? You start a conversation about something they like. They're jogging. Say, oh, wow. Don't start with the physical. Don't start with, wow, you look hot. Then the woman's going to go, oh, man, I got 2 seconds to either escape or keep talking. It puts us under a lot of pressure. If you're in a social environment like the gym, just say, hey, I saw you doing that movement. Excuse me, I know you're in the middle of a workout. You make it very brief. You just like throwing darts in a bar. You just say, is this for triceps or because I've never seen that position? Oh, and then they'll talk to you. Say, thanks a lot. Oh, I'm doctor. So just wanted to say hi. Then you leave. So it's a little bit and leave, a little bit and leave. A comment. Beautiful day. Great looking dress, and keep walking. If we know you're not going to stick around, we don't mind. Okay? So try and be in a social circle with a group of people where the gals look open to conversation, give a little bit, and then retract. And then one of the great things about communication that this psychiatrist was saying was that we need to be generous in our communication. So if a person says to you, here was his example, like, where did you grow up? And if you answer, Omaha. Dead. They got nowhere to go with this. And he gave the example of, well, I grew up in Omaha, but I actually spent a good portion of my life in Michigan. Then I went to the University of Michigan, got my degree, love the Midwest. Oh, man, fabulous football, great football team, great outdoors. It's chilly. And then I moved on. Now, and this is not the example that he gave, but I have given you tons of information to begin to build on. Oh, love the cold weather. Oh, my parents were from the Midwest. Oh, University of Michigan is a great school. Didn't know anything about Oklahoma, but yes, Midwestern people are nice. Oh, I had a friend that went to that school. So now you've given tons of personal information, and it's like scattering opportunity. What do they know about that they can build on from here? So this is how you build a conversation. You try to be generous to get them to go. I'm naturally this way. I'm an oversharer because I'm not, I don't withhold. I only withhold when I feel uncomfortable with the vibe of the other person. And then I will not share a lot because I already feel something's wrong. Okay? I hope this helps you. Tune into some of the guys' dating advice on banter and chat and approach. That should help you. Dr. Fusion. Okay, I help this. We're getting pretty close to 3 o'clock. I'm beginning to believe there are no good men in the 40s to 50s range. It's becoming quite embarrassing. No one is serious. Clara, you might look a little bit younger than that, or you might refocus. Maybe you're online, and that's difficult. Online is a difficult sell. It's a lot of chips. It's a lot of how you look. It's a lot of your age. There's nothing like connecting with somebody because you have a mutual interest. So the good thing is that we use dating apps like a condiment. It is an accessory to a meal. But the meal should be your social circle and your interests. Are you getting out of the house? Are you going to musical events that you like? A sporting club that you like? A health club? Do you have friends at the office? Are you going out with the girls after work? Sometimes in real life, when you go to the hardware store, keep your eyes open. Want to meet men? Go to Lowe's. Go to Home Depot. Maybe they're shopping for their wife, maybe not. You're actually in a time period where men are divorced. It may be challenging because their dream has been shattered and they're so much more emotional than we are and greater romantics. Believe me, men feel deeply. Ladies don't think they don't. Men feel deeply. They've never been given access to really fully expressing it. And now their evolution is kind of still filtering in. So please don't believe that. Let's see. What do we have here? Let's see, Natalia. Oh, is there a tip on how to develop one's femininity? I feel like I always wear the pants in my relationships due to my impatience and bottom line thinking. Are you working so against your general personality that that's impossible? All I know is that in a relationship, each person has to have what they think are valuable roles of contribution. Do you remember my story about poor Regis begging for one category? He asked me to give him driving in the snow. Driving in the snow. He couldn't get any category in the relationship. Provider, influencer, I don't know what it was, sage, helper. He couldn't find anything. And we had to pick up a friend of mine, and I had a BMW, which they're not good in the snow. I don't know why they make them in Germany. They're not good in the snow. And he said, Susan, I can do it. And I'm like, oh, no, I grew up in Minnesota. I'm used to driving. And he said, Susan, can you give me one thing? Can I have driving in the snow? How pathetic. That was a long time ago. And I've learned a lot about men since then. You don't need to be more feminine. Your partner needs to feel more empowered. You need to learn how to delegate and reward their participation. Do you really want to do everything you're doing in the relationship, Natalia? Have you taken over everything so that they don't feel they have a place? So it's not being less of who you are. It's more kind of redistributing the pie, okay? If he does something like maybe he wants to change the oil in your car, that's like, do you really want to do that? Say, baby, I'd love that. That's so cool that you do that. That really helps me out time-wise. Thank you so much. You don't have to go. It's not a trip for you. Maybe he doesn't know how to do that. Maybe he's a guy that doesn't even know how to hold a wrench. He's not a handyman dude. And you'd be like, baby, you could really help me out. Would you be willing to get the oil changed for me and do the tire thing? You're not playing dumb. You're just like, you know more about this than I do. You've got time I don't. It would really help me. And when a man does something for you, praise him, praise him, praise him. They need praise like we need attention and adoration. They need to know that their contribution is valuable. Can we do everything? Yes. Do we have to? Why? If you've got a partner, why are you pulling the load? Are you the sole sled dog? I've been there. It's exhausting. Let them do something, and if they can't do anything that you need, you got to rethink your partnership. Sounds like he's got a lot of time. He's begging for your attention. Put him to work. Does the garage door need fixing? Do the boxes need organizing? Does the lawn need mowing? If he doesn't do it, can he oversee it for you? And praise him and thank him because he didn't have to do anything. Okay? I hope that helps, Natalia. And I forgot. You're from Phoenix, so there's no lawn that needs mowing. Okay, whose shit is it? Sounds like a great title for a book. Gnarly Cat? Probably is. Oh, okay, here we go. BJ, 699. After a 15-year failed marriage to a man, I always wondered if I was bisexual. Sure. At 40, I want to date a woman for the first time. Help. Fabulous. Fabulous. You have a lot of support here. This is not abnormal. This is not unusual. Love can come in all sorts of unexpected packages. And if this is your impulse now, move toward it. The strongest thing you can do, I know that there are people who can contribute on this channel if they want to help you, but the first thing you need to do is be okay and give yourself permission to explore that if the right situation occurs. Just give yourself permission. Be okay with this, and it'll come a lot faster to you. And you may see several examples put in front of you. And that's okay. And go at a pace that is comfortable for you. I think it's so courageous that you put this out here. And I commend you on allowing yourself to evolve to wherever you are going. There is no path that is pointless. There are paths that once we are clear, we don't need to take the detour into something in the past. But if it's moving ahead and moving forward and expanding you, go ahead. And I don't have ready resources off the top of my head, but there might be people here that can chime in and speak to you about that. Okay? So you're going to find out, right? And what a wonderful thing that is. DH, absolutely agree. Grew up in a household where my mom wore the pants. If only she praised my dad more, it would have been much better for both of them. You know, we all survive through appreciation. And you guys know I'm a huge fan of this. The Gottman work always cites this as being one of the factors that keeps a relationship together and keeps the love alive. And it's so easy to become complacent, either in a fairly new relationship because your partner's doing all the work and you're just like, I guess they like that. Maybe they don't like it. Maybe they do it because you're not doing it, you know, but at least if you're seeing any good behavior, don't assume they're going to keep doing it. Please praise them, thank them, acknowledge them. Wouldn't you love to be acknowledged for all that you give? Wouldn't you love to have a partner turn to you and say, can I tell you how beautiful it is to be involved with somebody with your consciousness and your awareness, with your skill set, with your decency, with your clarity? Do you realize how easy it makes my job and how fabulous it feels to have such a terrific partner? I value you so much. Oh my God, you are the bright, shining light in my life. Thank you for being there. You think you're going to get a bad response from that? If you have a player and a manipulator, maybe. but you're going to figure it out soon enough. Assume they're good until you have proof otherwise. Let's see. I think we've done this. Let's see. I learned from Susan, do not settle for what you are first offered by a man. Real relationships will survive negotiations. Weak relationships will fail deliberations. Oh, love it. Love it. Love it. Let's see. What do we have? Okay. So you all, I think I have answered everybody. I hope I have. Have I missed anybody here? Because I'm going to be checking out pretty soon. Thank you all. So I have some announcements now. I hope I haven't. I thank everybody for their contribution. And I think I have done all of this now. And of course, I thank Gwyneth and B. So now, I want you all to know, please be on my mailing list. If you're not, go there right after you turn this off, susanwinter.net, the homepage, the newsletter, okay? I have a new product that I'm releasing next week. It will be live on my website, okay? But you, those of you only in my newsletter and in my group will be getting a special code. So many times you're in a relationship. So many times you're dating. You're either texting, you're seeing somebody new, you thought you had something, something goes sideways. You don't know what it is, and you're like, okay, love Susan, as Gnarly Cat says, and I love this. What would Susan do? What would Susan say? You want to know in like 2 seconds flat? I have finally collected the best of my best work on all of my dating games under one banner. It's called the Dating Games Guide. It's 3 sections. It's seduction games. It's terms, tricks, and traps. And it's hot and cold. Now, the AI for this system, for this guide, puts it all together so you either speak it or you say it. And it goes right to the exact time count of each video on every single part of that conversation. Translates to English and Spanish. And if we have enough call for it, it'll do a foreign language. So they tell me. Okay, so that's coming out next week. So it's going to be on my shop page. Now, the thing is, each section is priced at $19.99. Once you buy it, it's yours forever. Okay, it doesn't go bye-bye. It's yours. You own it. And it'll always bring you back to those pages, as long as YouTube is here. But if you get the collection all in a bundle, it is $10 off the price. It's $49. This is list. If you're on my newsletter, you will get it for $10 off that. It's only a flash sale for 5 days. So it's May 5th through May, is that 9th? 10th? God, 5 is 10. I'm seeing the calendar in my mind, and why did I think it's Monday was the 9th? But it's only for 5 days. Now, the thing I like about this is you also, if you get the bundle, you have a free membership in the community. That's where people like you all get together and chat. And it's not open to anybody else. You buy one segment. If all you want is seduction games, that's cool. That's cool. But we didn't want people coming in and buying their way into the community without the training underneath, because then you're not all working on the same thing and you can't help each other. With the community chat, I'll check in. The community chat is all of you in a safe place going, is this ghosting? Like they did this, this, and this. And then somebody else from this group will get on and go, oh, girl, you're being ghosted. No, dude, she's done with you. So I think this is really cool. Watch for this. You're going to see all of the announcements by next Thursday. All of this is going to be out. That's going to be the big day. But if you're on my newsletter, you will get the code that allows you to get all of it at a greatly discounted rate. And this is what's so cool. It's like having me in your back pocket. Those of you who want to know why I'm doing this, do you know I have, how many digital assets do I have on my page? Allowing Magnificence can be bought. Breakup Triage is an audiobook. That's it. So there are times that you're going to want immediate help. I'm not there. Oh, do we have Nika? little girl. Let's say, oh, here we go. Here's the bunny. Oh, say hi to everybody. See these dirty paws? This is New York. New York paws. Nika, do you saying hi to your fans here? Huh? Okay. Yes, thank you. So if you would like that, I urge you to take a look at it. Get into my newsletter because I have lots more things like that. This is as I do fewer and fewer one-on-ones and I reconfigure my structure. Like in Europe, I'm taking off an entire month. Won't be working with anybody for consultation. If you need the quick down and dirty, it gets it to you in seconds. It's incredible. You either say the words or you type it in, it comes up. Everything, everything, everything. So 10 hours of tape. So that's the last of my pitch, okay? Consultations, I have very few in the next week, but if you want one, please sign up. That's the consultation page. Allowing Magnificence is the book that's more a story of life and advancing and learning how to diagnose any challenge you have in real time. Life is not here to torture you, everyone, okay? And the Breakup Triage, the best work I've got to get you out of pain in 33 minutes. Everyone, we will see you next week. Thank you for your amazing contributions. I absolutely love it. Bea and Gwyneth, a couple weeks. I'm going to be out to dinner with you. Barb is excited to meet you both. Bea, best wishes with your family from the Ukraine. I know you've been very generous. All of you, I adore you. Thank you for your questions today. Thank you for being such a great community. We will meet again here next week when the Dating Games Guide is live. Yes, yes. Thank you, everyone. See you next week. Adore you all. Thank you.